Up is a 3-year relationship with Harini and me where we evolve the personal genius in you and help you get to the next level fast. In order for you to fully appreciate what happens in these 3 years and especially the first year and the up promise, you have to first understand what Harini and I as individuals do in our life with all our time. We are business consultants. We help people evolve their personal genius. We rescue people from life-threatening situations. This is what we do in our free time. We meet people who are running a startup, who are running an SME, and we find out what personal evolution, what development in them as an individual is going to help them multiply their business, either with an individual or with the groups of people inside their team. We help families stay together. There's a husband and a wife coming on the verge of divorce. Not only do we help them look at each other differently, but we actually change the very basic nature in each of them that led to that divorce in the first place. And then they have a happy family together. We help students who stammer to speak fluently. We help in evolving geniuses out of every individual. This is what we do in our own time when we are working one-on-one with people. At UP, we do this and more. So let's say a businessman comes to me and he says, Antano, this is where I am, this is what is happening in my life, and this is how much I want my revenue to go up to. Within the first 15 minutes, I have an idea of what is this person missing out that is so obvious. I also have an idea of what are some capabilities that he needs to develop in order to achieve that. And now I can offer him a one-on-one private coaching, and that will, yes, in one session I can get him one outcome that is sustained, that is faster than anything the industry is saying. But I can also propose to him to come to these UP events. Because in the UP events, I have this environment where I can do things for him much faster. And instead of doing one thing, I can do one thing at a time and so many of those things together that when he gets back to his business, he has this super abilities. He has much more refined skills and observation abilities as well as personal evolution in so many areas. He's learned how to organize time in a different way, learn how to evoke curiosity, passion in his team members, and he's also overcome his own personal limitations. If a mother comes to me and says, Antano, can you help me get my son to study well? Then yes, I can help the mother, because a lot of time if a son is not respecting the mother, if the son is not doing the things he should be doing, there is some participation from the mother's side in the way she deals with the son, but also in the way she deals with the rest of the family members. So my specialization is I can identify that quickly in 10 minutes, 5 minutes sometimes. And then I can help her change that. Now, if it's one thing she needs to change, I would do it as a personal one-on-one coaching, be done with it. But if I have to evolve her complete personality in getting respect from the rest of the family members and being affirmative, in not feeling hurt, then I invite her to UP so that I can do a variety of things. Let us say someone is in this part of the journey where they have figuring out what they want to do for the next 20 years of their life. They know they just finished college, just gotten into a job. Then I invite them to UP. Why? Because this is the right time for them to develop leadership skills. Whether they're going to run their business or they're going to go into a regular job, it's not just sufficient for them to do well. They have to create the perception where people recognize what is going on with their life. Yesterday I met a boy and he's very talented. He does a lot of things, but he never gets recognition. I know if he gets into a job, people are going to ride on top of him. They're going to take credit for his work. So this is why I invite young people to come to UP, because It teaches them how to communicate, how to rightfully take what is yours. It allows them to go boldly do what they might have otherwise been scared of. See, because if you can't take risks when you're 24 years old, how are you going to take risks when you're 50, when you have your own son or daughter to support? And a lot of time, children they come out of school and then college, and then they're in this phase. They're like, what should I do with my life? And a lot of times the decisions they make within the age 24 to 28 probably will decide the quality of life they are 50. The ones who are super successful find a way they find the kind of profession where their natural talent and their passion and economic stability all comes together. Now, it may not be easy. It might mean going through a roller coaster. It might mean taking insult somewhere. So that's why the person has to master the emotion. So there's so many things to do. Do you have to do all of it for everybody? No. Because every individual will have certain traits that is their strength. Then they will also have other traits that are their weakness. To me, evolution is where you get better at what you're already good at, but you also fix your own limitations. So that way, you are holistically growing. The corporate world likes you to believe that you need to focus on your strength. That is very good for their business because you're productive. But if you truly want to evolve, you have to leverage your strength to an advantage. But you also have to fix the weaknesses and get better, because that is where there is true happiness. When you evolve as an individual, it makes you feel good. See, when I'm talking about evolve, no matter what job you are in, what business you are in, what car you have, you will always want the next higher car, the more latest model of a mobile, the more salary or larger volume in business. But those things don't necessarily give you true happiness, because there's always something you want more. But when you evolve your own self, maybe you stammer, maybe you have that little anger issue. When you fix those things, that gives you true happiness. And I have personally worked with national award winners. I've worked with top performers. I've worked with little children. And no matter who it is, I have noticed that when people fix their own limitations and evolve, there is true happiness. And no matter what stage in life you are, there is always another level that you could enjoy more of the things that you already have. That's another level too. For a long time, I used to gulp down food like that. And then I met a friend, and she enjoys food. The smell of the food would make her skin glow, her eyes would lighten up. And after spending some time with her, now when I eat food, there is so much to cherish in each bite. And this is the same food I ate 10 years ago. But the joy of eating food, I discovered it recently. Simple things in life like that can actually bring in a lot of happiness. And no matter where you are, you can always evolve. And this is how I personally grew. This is how I personally helped myself to overcome my limitations. When I was a young boy, I was very good at physics and maths, and we used to discuss. I had one friend. I used to sit in the back bench, and my friend would ask me, questions like, if you take stone from Mars and put it on Earth, will it sink or will it float? And nobody would talk to us. It's just two of us sitting back there, and like geeks. And one day I went early to school, and there was this girl, and she said, Antano, if you continue to be like this, only these walls will be your friends. So that day when I went back home, I thought to myself, I said, well, I can either say this is me. I am very good at certain things, but certain things I am not so good at. Or I can make the decision to get better. With me, this is what happened. I took the decision that I'm going to learn how to connect with people. I'm going to transform my personality. Now, I had read books. I read books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, but those techniques don't really help unless you have a personality that connects with people. So the next 2 years, I invested time, effort into evolving my personality to be the person who can connect with people. Fast forward 2 years from then, I'm sitting in the class, I'm teaching physics to someone, and I have a group of people around. They're all laughing, they're enjoying, and they're delighted to learn what is generally called a boring subject. So it doesn't mean I lost myself. I was still the same so-called geek, but I integrated another addition to my personality. This helped me tremendously because by the time I was finishing college, third year of college, I've not even finished one. I had 4 years of college. By the time I was finishing third year of college, I had consulting offers from companies who were willing to pay me on a retainer basis to solve bottleneck problems. Now, this didn't only come from my ability to solve problems as a tech wizard. It came because I was able to connect to a CEO and tell him, this is your problem and I can solve it. Now, how many kids can convince a CEO of a large or a small medium enterprise organization? That is what it allowed me to do. When I heard that girl say, there is this opportunity for you to evolve your personality, to connect with people, I took that seriously. Likewise, when I was in high school, I got kicked out of the choir like 3-4 times. In fact, my friend who's a keyboard player used to sneak me into the choir, and then the teacher would from far away say, where is that monotonous voice coming from? And she'd look at me and she'd say, oh, Antano again. And I used to get kicked out of the choir, and the teacher even said that it's a miracle if you ever sing. And it is true, given the limitations I had back then, I would sing in a flat note. Everything would sound the same, completely off rhythm, and I wouldn't even know that it is flat note. I didn't even know the concept of rhythm existed. Once when I was traveling from Bangalore to Chennai, I told my friend Niranjan, I said, how do you know when to start and stop a particular phrase in a song? Like, how do people remember seconds? And he told me, I don't know, people don't remember seconds, they remember beats. And I said, what beats? And then he showed me 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the first time in my life I came to realize that there is something called rhythm, beats. I was so musically not educated. And so given that reality, yes, it is a miracle being that person if I ever sang. But then I said, no, I am going to develop some fine capabilities. The capabilities that I currently don't have, I am going to develop it. And I spent years working on my rhythm, working on being able to hear nuances in sound, in being able to produce notes at least on pitch. And I just did it because it gave me immense joy and pleasure, because I am getting better, I'm evolving myself. And then the magic thing happened. Suddenly, I started hearing tonal differences when people speak. Today, when I help a girl get over schizophrenia, when I help somebody paralyzed to get back movements in their body, when I help that businessman fire that guy who is creating problems in the company, when I help an entrepreneur motivate that team, I sometimes do it by just listening to certain tonal differences. That gives me a clue into what is really going on. Part of my work is dependent on my ability to hear, and I didn't know that. All I knew was I was enjoying the process of learning to develop new capabilities in me. And little did I know it was going to help me with my business, with what I do day in and day out. And that is the true thing about evolving. When you develop real skills, real capabilities, they come and flow into every aspect of your life. They'll delight you, they'll surprise you. And when I mean capabilities, I mean capabilities. Just like how I couldn't hear tonal differences back then, all of us have certain great capabilities, but we miss out on some fundamental capabilities. If we evolve that, it can transform our life significantly. Like, for example, an artist has this ability to become another person and see their own art. They can literally do it. When they become another person, you can see the physique change. Take that capability that we have as human beings, as a heritage of being human, that some of the businessmen could have ignored. Take that capability and give it to a businessman, and see how creative solutions come to their business problems. Likewise, there are so many fundamental capabilities that are part of being human, but some we have not developed. And to me, evolving means building on these capabilities. And this is what we do at UP. I identified, for you, this capability is going to be so delightful, it's going to transform your life. And I use the technology called installations, where with the art of storytelling, you can help someone develop a new capability. With the art of storytelling, you can fix someone's limitation. So finally, you bring out the genius in that person in its full form. And that results in business acceleration, better family, and just a lot of happiness. And UP Promise is a membership. It's like a relationship that you and I share together for 3 years. It starts with a 15-minute consultation. The moment you register for UP, you get into a 15-minute consultation with me, and most times I've helped people discover something so obvious and simple that just changes the rest of their life for them. And after we discover that, then you come for unlimited access. You have to the 6-day event called the UP Events. And over there, I help you develop new capabilities, or help you overcome certain limitations. And as a consequence of that, when you get back to your environment, you generate automatically new behaviors. You are dealing with people in different ways. You get better results. And then you come back to me again. We have a quick 15-minute consultation. If necessary, you do another UP event. If necessary, you use that one-on-one private coaching that you have access to. So our promise is that we help you get from here to there, doing whatever it takes. And that is the UP Promise. And hope this video helps you to appreciate what really happens at UP. So I'll see you soon in a quick 20-minute consultation where we can identify the real challenges, which solving them would help you get to the next level very fast. Thank you.